Before I start the lecture, I would like all the boys and the girls, whoever is outside, I can hear them screaming to come inside the center, then we can start the lecture. So whoever is outside, brothers, if your children are outside, please bring them in. Every father, every mother, next to them, there has to be at least one of their children. If there is no emergency, you shouldn't be allowed outside during the program. Not just the lecture, even the dua. Any program that is been running inside the center, if the program starts, no reason for anyone to be outside. If there is an emergency, God forbid, if the building is on fire, then we can go outside. And I don't think this is going to happen, inshallah, in these nights. So everyone that is outside, please, all together, even in the foyer, in the kitchen, in the bathrooms, everyone come inside, then we can start the lecture. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I did request the brother, the MC, Brother Ali, to open the curtains because we had an incident last night during the lecture that boys are running around and playing and shouting from there. So from tonight, inshallah, I ask that the curtains to be left open so we don't have anyone going there. Please come inside. I'll give it another minute, then we can start. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If there is no more children, anyone outside, just give me a sign so we can start. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد سيد المرسلين وخاتم النبيين الحجة في الميثاق المصطفى في الظلال المطهر من كل آفة البريء من كل عيب المؤمل للنجاة المرتجى للشفاعة المفوض إليه دين الله. ثم أفضل الصلاة وأزكى السلام على حبيبه وابن عمه أمير المؤمنين وقائد الغر المحجلين أسد الله الغالب علي بن أبي طالب. الله السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى أخته العقيلة زينب وأخيه أبا الفضل العباس ورحمة الله وبركاته. قال الله العظيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. آمنا بالله. صدق الله العلي العظيم. For the hastened appearance of Imam صاحب العصر والزمان أرواحنا وأرواح العالمين لو ترى بمقدمه الفداء loud صلوات. اللهم For your well-being and the well-being of your family and the zawar of Baba Abdullah al-Hussein, another louder salawat. Allah. O you who have believed, protect yourselves and your families from a fire whose fuel is people and stones, over which are appointed angels, harsh and severe. They do not disobey Allah in what He commands them, but do what they are commanded. This is the verse that Allah the Almighty is urging every man, woman, that are parents, to take care of their family, protect them from the hellfire. With a staggering price tag of $15 million, the Juliet rose, a flower, is the most expensive flower in existence. It takes time, care to harvest for this flower to bloom, for it to be this beautiful, wonderful pink and white rose. It needs dedication. It needs a person who knows their job to choose the right soil, the right climate, the right water, the right sun, the timing the sun is going to be shining for this flower to be blooming, and then for them to see it come into this beautiful pink and white rose. On the other hand, grass weed comes everywhere. You find it everywhere. It doesn't need any care. It doesn't need you to care for it. It doesn't need for you to use the right soil. No. You go to Bunnings to find different types of poisons to use it, so that weed, grass weed, doesn't come into your backyard or front yard. You don't want it. No one wants it. No one fancies it. But on the other hand, when you see a beautiful rose, you say, look how beautiful this rose is. The color, the smell. How much time, how much money do we invest for a business to be successful? Now, if you want to open a restaurant, a business, you do your research. How can I open a business that is going to be successful, that can make me profit? You invest your time, your money, your life for that business to be successful. Because for you, that is a top priority. When it comes to children, our children, and tonight this is a topic. When it comes to our children, how much do we invest? How much time, dedication, money? Because for some parents, they take one part and they forget about the other. When his child wants a new shoes, yes, let's go, I'll get you the most expensive there is in the market. No problem. If a new device comes, well, my child has to have it. When that happens, we are taking one part of it. We want them to be comfortable, for them to wear the best clothes, to have the best education, to have the best health. Yes, that is good. And that is one of the rights of a child over their parents. What is the right of a child over their parents? Because like a business, that you want it to be successful, that business will be the money maker for you, the profit maker for you, so you can buy a better house, better car, to live a comfortable life. There is something that is more important than that, and that is the children. Because here, the quantity plays the role or the quality. How many children you have? Is our aim to have a whole football team? Or the quality of the child? What kind of a child I want to raise? For that child to be one day the companion of Imam al-Hujjah alayhi afdalu salati wassalam, for that child to contribute to the community, to the people, to the society, or for that child to be a bum, doesn't do anything, sitting at home, doesn't work, doesn't study. When it comes to Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdalu salati wassalam, when it comes to the Prophet, peace be upon him, you find for every stage, before the birth of the child, they have guidelines. Because they tell you, this is a responsibility. Allah has given you a ni'mah. Allah has given you a ni'mah, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمٍ قَطَعَ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاثٍ صَدَقَ جَارِيَةٍ أو عمل أو علم ينتفع به أو ولد صالح يدعو له. When a person passes away, that's it. There is no more connection between him and this world. There is nothing. That's it. رَبِّ ارْجُعُونَ. They talk about this. Let me go back. Let me do one good thing. That's it. No. خلاص. You had that time. We're giving you a year or two to do whatever you can, to do something good with your life, but you forgot about that. Inshallah, one night we speak about death and the reality of life, because we are consumed by life. Some of us, we think that we have to work, not to work to live. I work, I live to work. We are consumed by it. So what did the Prophet ﷺ says? After your death, three things can help you. One, sadaqah jariyah, the ongoing charity that you helped in building a center, a school, a mosque. This is the ongoing charity. We call it sadaqah jariyah. Another one, أو علم ينتفع به. There is a knowledge. There is knowledge of him that people can benefit from. For example, you find Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi, and you all heard of him. Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi. Let me tell you different. Mafatih al-Jinan. Have you heard of Mafatih al-Jinan? Every man, every woman who is a Shia, doesn't matter if he's from Iran or Pakistan or India or Iraq, whatever he is from, he knows Mafatih al-Jinan. After his death, it's been years, decades after his death, until now people recite Mafatih al-Jinan. This last night we recite Dua Jawshan al-Kabir from Mafatih al-Jinan. So that is what? This is also Sadaqah al-Jariyah. And the third one that I want to focus on, أو ولد صالح يدعو له. A child who is good, righteous, that sits and does dua for his parents. That is the child that this dead, the past, the deceased who passed away needs to help him after his death. One, we'll go one after the other. One, Zawaj. We spoke about marriage. We have tens of traditions talking about marriage and how important it is for you to choose the right spouse, that woman, that man can be a father one day. The honeymoon phase, we said, passes away. Now, when a person chooses a right woman, that woman can tomorrow give birth to children and can raise the child. So the right spouse, like the flower, that you look for the right soil and the right climate and the right sun and the water, same for a child to be born, has to be from a right woman, from a right man. For a woman to see her beauty and think this is it. As long as she's beautiful, I can deal with her. It doesn't work like that. As the Prophet ﷺ says, لا يختار حسن الوجه المرأة على حسن دينها. The Prophet ﷺ said, the beauty of a woman, faith, must be given priority over the beauty of her face. Faith, which one? Faith or face? Faith. Why? Because tomorrow there is a responsibility. Don't think, okay, I have 10 sons at Sayyidina, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. But does any of them know how to recite Quran? Does any of them know the names of Ahlul Bayt? Does any of them know the life of Imam Ali? And so on and so forth. We have to forget about the color of tashayyu only, because some of us, we only have the color of tashayyu. We say, I'm the follower of Ali, but are you really the follower of Ali? Or just by name? But do you follow Ali footsteps? The person who said, فُزْتُ وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ, by God, I have succeeded. No one before him, no one after him said anything like this. فُزْتُ وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ. So what are they? That is number one. Number two, what are they? Before we start their rights, what is the first thing you can think of? Marriage. The other one is the ni'mah of awlad. Allah has blessed you, given you a child, and that is a blessing. If you ask a person who has been married for 20, 30 years, they didn't have the ability to have a child, you ask them, brother, sister, what happened? Well, we tried everything. We tried everything, IVF, we tried doctors, hospitals, here and here and here, nothing happened. Allah in the Quran says, يَهِبُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ إِنَاثًا وَيَهِبُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ الذُّكُورِ. He gives to whom He wills female children, and He gives to whom He wills males. So it's a ni'mah. You have to be thankful to Allah the Almighty that He gave you this ni'mah. But with this ni'mah comes responsibility. When a woman gets pregnant, I told you, there are guidelines. And I'm trying to put it all in one lecture. If you look at it, it's very detailed, very much detailed. When a person, the mother becomes pregnant, the food that she eats, that she consumes, what she hears, what she sees, what she does affects the baby. You might say, Sayyid, then this is from you. No, go to a doctor today. When they do the blood test, they tell you, well, the mother has some deficiency in her vitamin D. Go get some vitamin D, some folic acid. Whoever here is a father that knows that. Yes? Alongside with that, whatever she eats affects the baby. There was an alim back in Najaf. He was at the time of marriage. His parents sat down with him and they said to him, do you want to get married? He said, yes, but I have a condition. What is your condition? My condition is my future wife has to be happy with whatever I bring home. One day there is food, one day there isn't food. Whatever Allah gives me, I bring to her. If there isn't anything, there is no substance coming down, she has to be happy with that. So they started proposing. And everyone, when he hears that, what do you mean? No, we don't want that. They found this girl, she said, yes, no problem. I agree to that condition. Whatever he brings, because he's bringing halal. He's bringing halal. Halal substance, halal food, halal money is really hard to get. Haram, you can get it everywhere. Haram everywhere. But there is no blessing in it. There is no good in it. In the end, there is doom. You won't be salvaged from your deeds because you're eating haram. في حلالها حساب وفي حرامها عقاب. So this woman, she agreed to it. They told this man, she agreed to it, Sheikh al-Ansari. So the Sheikh said, I want to speak with her, just to make sure. Just to make sure she agrees to my condition. So they put a curtain, she was on the other side. Did you hear my condition? Yes. Do you agree to it? Yes. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? What kind of a life you're going to live with me? If Allah gives me, I'll bring it to you. If Allah doesn't give me, I will not go out of my way. I will not go out of my way and my religion to get you what you desire. That's not going to happen. You agree to that? Yes. They got married. She got pregnant. She gave birth. Her son was standing in the streets, and he saw this man entering the city of Najaf. At those days, they didn't have water, tap water. It was really hard to get tap water, fresh water. So what they had people going to the rivers, the Furat, with water skins, water containers. They fill them up, they come into the market, and they sell them. So this man, he walks a long distance. He gets that water. He comes into the city of Najaf to go sell the water. This son of Sheikh al-Ansari comes, follows the man, and he takes out from his pocket a small needle, and he penetrates the small container. All the water starts to drip. Why? Why are you doing this? Well, I felt like doing that. So the man becomes angry. He takes the child and says, where is your father? Who's your father? He says, my father is this man. Really? How come you're doing this then? So he takes him to his father and he tells him, I come for a long distance. I get tired. I want to sell this water so I can have some money and then go buy some food for my children. And your son comes after me and he penetrates this water skin, the water container, and this is what happened. So the Sheikh tells him, how much was it? The water container that I can pay you back. And how much was the water? He pays him. And then he takes the child to his mother. He says to her, I'm assured of myself. When you're pregnant, I'm assured. Whatever I gave you was halal. Why isn't my son doing that? The woman started thinking, I found out. When I was pregnant with him, I was craving pomegranate. So, and I know you don't have the money to buy pomegranate. Even today you find $4 here. Very expensive. So, I'm craving it. You know, pregnant women, they crave every now and then different types of food. So I'm craving this fruit. I go into the market. I look around and I don't have the money to purchase any of it. I find there is a, grocery store, a person is selling some pomegranate. And I found the owner looking away, talking with the customer. I come to that pomegranate. I take it, take out the needle I have in my hair. I put a small hole into that pomegranate and I suck a little bit of that juice and I put the pomegranate back in its place. That was the effect of this woman giving birth to such a child. Just one time she did this. Just think of it. If a woman eats haram and she knows this is haram, When she's pregnant, she listens to ghiba, to namima, to buhtan, to kadhib, to music. What do you think the child going to come out? Allama al-Hilli, Allama al-Amini, a companion of Imam al-Hujjah salamullah alayh. Do your own calculations. But if the mother and the father that are careful, even though we are in the end of the world, we're not in Karbala, in Najaf, in Mashhad, we're not in an environment that is dominated by the Muslims, I make sure whatever you eat, whether it's meat, fruit, beverages, whatever, it is halal. Whatever you listen to is lawful. You listen to the dua, you listen to Quran, you listen to ziyarah. What is the outcome of that? So the Prophet ﷺ says that feed them halal, let them listen to halal, then you have a right son, you have a right daughter. What else? Ar-rada'ah, breastfeeding. I told you, guideline for everything. Everything. Marriage, pregnancy, now what? Breastfeeding. When a mother is giving milk to the child, at the time she's giving milk to the child, what is she listening to? Sometimes you have the TV in the background, music, right and left. Or the mother is not eating halal, and then that food is transferred into milk and she feeds it to the baby. Hajjaj bin Yusuf al-Thaqafi, la'natullahi alayhi, one of the khulafa, when he was born, they tried with him different ways for him to breastfeed. Nothing was working. So a woman came in the village and she said to them, kill a sheep. They killed a sheep. Bring the blood of that animal and put that blood on his what? On his lips. Let that lips be filled with the blood of the sheep. And let him nurse from his mother with that lip. And he started drinking blood and milk. He grew up. He's the one who killed Kumayl ibn Ziyad, Hajjaj. He's the one that whenever he wanted to eat, they bring him a person in front of him that decapitate, then he can eat. See, there is an effect, brothers. Don't say, my son doing that. Look, what is the reason? So, الرضاعة والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن حولين كاملين. In the Quran, Allah says 2 years. 2 years for the mother to feed her child. If not, the ayah continues with it. We don't have the time to go through every one of them. But the important part here, for the mother to be careful. The mother be careful, because most of the responsibility lies with the mother. The father, he's the one bringing the food inside the house. He has to know everything must be halal. But the mother, she's more with the child than the father. And then الرزق, the substance. ولا تقتلوا أولادكم خشية إملاق نحن نرزقهم وإياكم إن قتلته صلى على محمد وآله محمد. إن قتلهم كان خطأ كبيرا. Don't think that I can't provide to them because of their poverty and you come and kill them because of that. Allah will give you the rizq and Allah will give you the ni'mah. Like Allah did, He gave you and you grow up to be this man and then you have a child. This is all ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think He's gonna forget your son, your daughter? Like He gave you the rizq, He will give your children the rizq. Now, what are the rights of a child over their parents? Because we always talk about the right of the parent over the children. That you have to respect them, do not talk over them, don't raise your voice. وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. What is the right of a child over their parents? Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi afdalu salati was salam says in a hadith, حق الولد على الوالد أن يحسن اسمه. First, to give him a good name when he's born. Ali, Hassan, Zahra, Zainab. Give him a good name and explain to him who he's named after. Explain to him. Your name is Hassan. Come here, sit down. Why is your name Hassan? I don't know that. What does Hassan mean? Explain that to him so he understands that the name that he carries around, there is a meaning behind it. And I don't just say Hassan because my name is Hassan, but for everyone who has the name of Ahlul Bayt, or the prophets, any name that is good and has a meaning, explain to your child so he's proud of that name. He's proud of it. In the time of Jahiliyyah, they used to call their children Harb. Harb was the grandfather of Muawiyah, and Harb means war. War. And then when the Prophet came, the whole system changed. Zahra, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein, Muhammad, Ahmad, Mustafa. So the first right, give him a good name. What is the other one? The other one, وَيُحْسِنُ أَدَبَهُ. Teach him manners. How can I teach him manner with the competition I have today? And that is what we want to talk about tonight. We just entered into the topic. Hollywood spends billions of dollars to lure in the youth. Billions. That's why you see every now and then there is a new movie to be released. Billions of dollars. The message of the movie that the child watches, the youth watches, what is it? What's the message there? You one day sit down and watch. I just heard a couple of months ago that Disney, that they make movies for children. That's their aim, that's their target audience. Had this idea that we have to make the new movie, I will not name, about homosexuality, just to get the children to, feel comfortable with this topic. That is competition number one. You have that competition. The child is lured into it. He's interested into this. And he watches more than he listens to you. More than he listens to you, he watches the movies and the cartoons and all that. So how much of that is going here? He's learning from that. How much of it? That's one. Number two, the games that are out there on different platforms. Fortnite, Battle Royale, and all the youth, they know about this more than they know about the Imam. If you tell them, who is Imam Ali? When was he born? I'd ask them about Battle Royale. They know about every skin, that they call a skin, every skin in existence of that game. The first month that it was launched, a staggering number, 56 million hours it was played. First month alone, and it wasn't that popular on the first month, and then second, third month increased. 56 million. Those are competitions that you have to face every now and then for you to raise a good child, a right child. What else? Of course, I spoke about that before, and I'd like to mention it again. Every child that you see today, regardless of their age, regardless of the gender, age and gender, you find them to be attached to that screen. And how much of that is going into his mind, into his akhlaq, into his upbringing? Every child you see today, and he knows about how to use that device more than the parents. Without Brothers and sisters, listen to this, because this is our future of our generation and the next generation that comes along. We don't want a day to come that we have these centers empty. Empty. Why? Because the youth are interested in another thing, another platform, in another place. If you see, all those that I mentioned, and there is more coming, they always change their aim. They change their target audience. They change the way they release a game, they release a movie. Why? Because they know the child has an interest, but that interest fades. Now he might like that game, but a couple of weeks or months later, he's interested in something else. So everything has to be changed. And that is alarming, that we have prepared, not for now, not for another decade, for another 100 years, for what we want them to be interested in. You find them, every one of them having that device. What is the material he's watching? What is the games he's playing? And there is no supervision from the mother or the father. So if you ask your child today about a movie, about a celebrity, he knows about them more than he knows about his imam. And don't be alarmed, don't say, oh, I didn't know this. This happens. Why? Because he's more interested in that. And he's more into this than coming to the centers, than to listen to you, to do what you're asking from them. Another one is school. School. Most of the time that the child goes out, where does he spend his most of the time? School. What he learns from school, what kind of friends, what kind of teachers, what kind of lessons. For example, sex ed, they have to teach them now this. And the Department of Education released a new survey and a new curriculum that we have to add to this, add to that, about another areas. I don't like to mention, these are very holy nights, but I'm just telling you, just to put you in the ball that you play, in that field, that you understand what's going on. You have these competitions, that we have to deal with them because we are parents. We have to deal with them because we are responsible for our children. The friends they grow up with, a friend can take him to Ziyaratul Arba'in, to go SHIA, from Najaf to Karbala. How many friends you see in here? Back in Sydney, I know a lot of friends. Every one of them, at the time of Ziyaratul Arba'in, you find them to group of 2, of 3, 5, 6. They get on a plane, they go Ziyaratul Arba'in. That is a beautiful thing, to go ziyarah. But are all friends like this? And the environment plays a role. The environment that me and you grew up in is the environment of religion. Now if you go to Ziyarat Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, when it's Salah time, you hear the adhan all over Karbala. So the environment pushes you, encourages you to go pray. But the environment we are in today here, does it encourage the child to pray? Does it encourage him? So the environment plays a big role. You can make a right environment into your house, in your house, in the center that you have. It doesn't need to be in a holy city in Middle East. You can do it here. In your own house, when a child hears the adhan, when the child hears the adhan and he sees his parents, they turned off all the screens around the house and they stood reciting the adhan and standing to pray the salat, he finds that to be serious. And he imitates the parent when he sees that happening. But when the child sees that the father or the mother, at the time of salah, everyone is occupied with their own things. If this one is watching that one is doing this. So he finds it to be very light. Salah, it's not that important. It's not that important. We have to change the mindset of the child. When the child sees the environment of the house is changed, he understands. He understands that now is salah time and everything has to stop. Or once a week we have a lecture in the house. We listen to or we deliver ourselves. That is the main course of that. That you teach them from their young age nicely without any force that this is important. In Risalatul Huquq, the Charter of Rights of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi afdalus salati was salam, there are 51 rights. The Imam talks about them. I mentioned one of them, Haqqul Walad. The right of your child is to know that he is from you. And soon he will be added to you in this world and his good and evil deeds. Further, you are liable for what you offer him of good manners. Guide him towards his Lord. Assist him to obey you. And control himself. Teach him to control himself. Because of when the child is born, he looks at his father. He looks at his mother. And whatever the father does, he imitates. When he sees the father standing for prayer, he comes and he joins in. When he sees the father getting ready to go to the haram or to the Husayniyah, he comes with the father. That's what the Imam is saying. Teach him to control himself. Teach him how to pray. Teach him how to fast. And for which you are either rewarded or punished. Constantly act towards him like those adorned with their good vintage in this immediate life. So take care of him because he's part of you. He's your child. What else? Now, when it comes to the timing from that 24 hours, how many of that 24 hours a parent spends with their children? And everyone goes back to themselves and thinks about that. When you don't spend any time with him, he finds different way to occupy himself through that 24 hours, what I'm going to do. But if the child is always under constant surveillance of the father and the mother, he will not slip away. He will not go astray. This majalis, even if the child doesn't listen, even if the child is occupied with another thing, bring them. There was in Isfahan, in Iran, in the city of Isfahan, this big majlis, and in that majlis they had a lot of children talking, making a lot of noise. So what they decided, the committee, that we will ask the children to have their own majlis. Outside of this majlis, we provide them a hall and we give them whatever they want so we don't hear them talking and making noise. So the children, the youth, they were very happy with this decision, so they took it very serious. When they gave him the hall, one of them said, I will bring the carpet. Another one said, I will bring the chair for the speaker to sit on and talk. Another one said, I will bring some tea. Another one said, I will bring some sugar. Another one said, I will bring the kettle, you know, the necessary things that you need for the Husayniyah. And now we need one more thing. What is that? We have to ask one of the speakers, one of the scholars to come and attend and recite a majlis. So they went to the same reciter who was reciting for the adults, for him to come and recite for them. So they came to this Sayyid and they said to the Sayyid, Sayyidna, please, whenever you have the time, before or after the adults majlis, come to our majlis. 5-minute lecture is enough for us. With very respectful manner and approach. And the Sayyid said, okay, no problem, I will come from tomorrow, I'll be there. It was in Muharram. So he finished the lecture and he was very tired. He said, Yalla, let's go. We go tomorrow and we're going to recite. But let's see how it will go, you know. I see the environment and how the approaches is. So he went there and he saw them, one of them standing outside greeting the people coming in. Responsible. Another one came with a tea, offered to the Sayyid, but the tea wasn't nicely done. It was cold, a lot of sugar, a little bit bitter. So he took one sip and he placed the cup behind him and he left it there. And he said, do I start now? Yes. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. He got up, he sat on the chair and he started reciting the majlis. 5 minutes, he came down and he left. The next night, he decided not to go. He said, I will not go tomorrow. I will not go tomorrow. They're kids. They're kids. Where am I going? I'm tired. I just finished with the adults, their parents. Now I have to go read for the children. So the next night, he decided not to go. So he went back home and they were waiting for him to come. Waiting. 1 hour passed, 2 hours, 3 hours, and the eldest of them came to them and he said, looks like he's not coming tonight. Let's go home. And their hearts were broken. Their hearts were broken from him. So they went home and they slept with a broken heart. The Sayyid at that night, in his dream, he saw his mother, Fatima al-Zahra. Salamu alayki ya Sayyidati ya Ummah, ya Fatima. Nothing. She doesn't reply back to him. He comes from the other side. Salamu alaykum ya Sayyidati wa Mawlai. Ya Fatima al-Zahra. Oh mother, answer my salam. Nothing. He comes to the right, she turns to the left. He comes from the left, she turns to the right. And then he says to her, what have I done wrong that you don't answer my salam? Then she looks at him and she says to him, Sayyid, what did they do to you that you didn't go to their majlis? First night, you broken their heart when you placed that cup of tea behind you. The second night, you didn't attend the majlis. Don't you know these majalis are the majalis of Fatima al-Zahra? Don't you know this majalis belongs to my son Hussein? Don't you know this? How dare you not to go to their majalis? Because they are children? Because they are children? How dare you not to attend the majalis? Huh? Sayyidati, whatever you wish, I apply to them. What do you want me to do? They have a broken heart. Go to them. The next night, the adults were waiting for him to come. He didn't attend. Where is he? Where is he? He's not coming tonight here. He's with the children, reading for them. Brothers and sisters, these majalis, they belong to Ali and Fatima. They belong to Hassan and Hussein. When a child enters the majlis, show him. Make him understand this is a holy place. Make him understand that you are here to listen, but don't break his heart, because he will be the next generation that he will run this majalis. Like we were taught by our parents to attend, and you are teaching your children to attend, to come. That hour or so, let them feel comfortable, that they understand these centers are for them. And this is the reason, if you ask anyone here who started any center in any city, what was your aim? Just for the man and woman to come and have some cup of tea and some food and leave? No. To guide the people, especially the young. Especially the young. So Fatima al-Zahra says to him, these are our majalis. This is my house. This is Hussein's house. How dare you broke their hearts? Let them come. Let them attend. Even if they don't listen. Even if they don't listen. But they are present at the center, that will have a good impact on them. That will change them to a better person. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم علموا أولادكم حب علي. Teach your children the love of Ali. Teach your children. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib was sitting in the mosque. The Prophet said, whoever loves him, ibn halal, and whoever hates him, ibn zina. So every father used to bring their children and their son and say, do you love this man, pointing to Ali? If the child says, yes, father, I love him, the father hugs him and he says, truly you are my son. Truly you are my son. And he kisses him because he loves Ali. And he had people, they brought their children, do you love Ali? No, I hate him. The Rawaya says he will hit his son to the ground and say, go, truly you're not my son. So teach your children حب علي. علموا أولادكم حب علي. مولد الكعبة وشهيد المحراب. مولد الكعبة وشهيد المحراب. No one after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam is greater on mankind except for Ali ibn Abi Talib. He gave whatever he had for Allah. He sacrificed everything for Allah. Everything in his position, he gave it to Allah the Almighty, just to make Allah happy, to please Allah the Almighty. That's why when the Prophet says to him, Ya Ali, I see the day that you are covered with your own blood, and Shaqi ibn Shaqi, this man will strike you on your head, Ya Ali. I see that day coming. What did he say? He said to his cousin, his prophet, Asalamatun min dini. Is my religion going to be safe? Yes. And then he says, Alhamdulillah, let it be coming to me. And I'll wait anxiously for that day to approach me. Me standing in the time of prayer in front of the Lord. Let it come. Let it come. That's why when he fell on his face, he said, Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba. And Jibreel, what did Jibreel say? Tahaddamat wallah arkanul huda. The pillars of the arsh have been shaken from this tragedy. قتل ابن عم المصطفى قتل علي المرتضى. This is Ali that was killed. It is narrated when this happened and they heard Jibreel calling out, تهدمت والله أركان الهدى. Every man, every woman ran into the streets and they start screaming out, Wa Aliyah, Wa Sayyidah, Wa Sayyidah, Wa Aliyah. The narrator said it was as if it was the day that the Prophet died in Medina. It was so a tragic time. It was the time of dawn. It was the time of dawn. When the Imam sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam prayed his Salat al-Fajr, here he ordered Hassan and Hussein to take him back to his house. Imam al-Hassan came to him on his right side and Imam al-Hussein on his left, and they carried him to the house. Ali, the conqueror of Khaybar, can't walk. They have to carry him, help him every step. When he comes closer to the house, he says to them, stop here, let me walk. Why, father? I see Zainab coming. Zainab is al-Masa'ib. She's a mother of misfortunes, of the calamities. I see her approaching me and I don't want to see her crying for me. I can't bear that happening. So they took him to the house, they helped him into his bed, and he laid there. And this night, Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiya said, we spent the night of the 20th of Ramadan with my father, and the poison had reached his feet, and he prayed on that night while seated. And he remained giving us, he was talking with us, and he was calming us down. Calm down. This is the will of Allah. And he remained giving advice to us and comforting and telling us of his situation until the dawn broke. When the doctor came and he examined the Imam, and then he started to weep, cry, shaking. And then he said to the Imam, "Awassi wasiyatak, say you will, because the poison has covered your body, Ya Sayyidi wa Mawlai." So the people, the Imam allowed them to come because he knows he's about to go. And he said to them, "Saluni qabla an tafqiduni." Ask me before you lose me. But they are embarrassed, they are standing, they're shy. Every one of them comes in and they cry when they see the Imam laying down and the poison has spread throughout his body, and they look at him with the eyes that are filled with tears. Alongside him, you find Zainab, al-Masa'ib. She's crying and she's holding the hand of her father. And this is the last moment of the Imam. Why is it always Zainab, I ask you? Why? Why is it always Zainab here in Kufa? She's holding the hands of the Imam on these nights and she's crying for her father. And then in Karbala, when everyone is killed from the companions, everyone from the family of Hussein is killed. Abbas is gone, Ali al-Akbar gone, Habib gone. The Imam stood there, Imam al-Hussein standing there on the plains of Karbala, and then he looked at his right, and then he looked at his left, and then he said, "Ala min nasirin yansuruna, ala min mu'inin yu'inuna." Is there anyone coming to help us? Is there anyone coming to help us and defend us? No one came. Then he came to the girls, to the ladies, to the children. "Why are you coming to us, Hussein?" "I'm here to say my goodbyes." Wa Husseina, wa Sayyida. He said his goodbyes. He hugged Sukaina, he hugged Ruqayya, and then the women, they surrounded him from every side. They said to him, "Aba Abdullah, where are you going?" "Ayn dhahibun anta ya Hussein?" "Take us back to Medina. Take us back to our houses. If you go, what will happen to us?" He comforted every one of them, but one woman wasn't there with them, and that was Zainab. And then he went on his horse to Al-Janah, going toward the battlefield. He heard this voice from the long distance, from the tents, calling out, "Mahlan, mahla, ya ibn al-Zahra." Stop right there, brother. 1 second. "Ya ibn al-Zahra," stop. "Oh, the son of Fatima, stop. Let me come to you." She came to him running, and then she said to him, "Oh brother, come down from your horse." He came down from his horse. She went to him, and then she kissed his chest, and then she kissed his throat, and then she looked at the way of Medina and she said, "Mother, I have done what you asked me to do. Mother, what you said to me on your deathbed, I have done." And then she looks back at Hussein. She hugs him, she smells him, and then Imam al-Hussein says to her, "Oh sister, what you have done to me. Sister, what you have done to me, oh Zainab. Why did you do that? Why did you kiss my chest? Why did you kiss my throat? Why did you face the direction of Medina? What did you say Mother, I have done what you asked. She looked at him and she said, brother, when it was the last moment of my mother Fatima, and I was alone with our mother Fatima, she looked at me and she said, Zainab, 20 years from now a day will come. A day will come that Hussein is by himself going toward the battlefield and there is no one to help him. I ask you on that time to go and kiss his chest and his throat from me, Zainab. Bid farewell to Hussein from me. Oh brother, this is the will of my mother Fatima. هذا على المرتضى تبكي له الزهراء. أم ذا حسين أقبلت لوداعه الحوراء. مهلا مهلا يا ابن الزهراء. صل على محمد وآل محمد.